Coming to you live from the Putasos Podcast.
Oh no! Just slapped him like that!
Alright guys, so welcome back. Putasos Podcast, episode number 17. Familiar guest on set, Hector the Dragon. Appreciate you coming on again, my boy.
It's always a pleasure.
Always appreciated. We're here for the UFC 297 card. This is an absolutely massive card. Everyone's excited for this thing, so we're going to go through, bottom all the way up to the top, and then you already know what it is from top 5 segments at the end. Alright, so real quick, we're going to start off with the prelims. There's some really good fights in the prelims, but there's a couple key fights that I want to tag into and I really want to zone in on. Mm-hmm. The first one's going to be Jourdain versus Sean Woodson. So this is a really, really good fight. Woodson's one of those really lengthy fighters that has multiple tools in the arsenal, as well as Jourdain. Jourdain's really good on the feet. He's a very good striker, and so is Woodson. When I look at this fight, Sean Woodson's only lost one fight. Jourdain's lost 5 or 6, and they both have a draw on their record. They're both kind of equal in UFC experience. I really want to lean towards Jourdain on this one. And I think that Jourdain has all the skill sets to win this fight. But when I really look at it, and if I had to put my money on it, I actually got my money on an upset by Woodson. I think Woodson's going to get it done on a decision. Keep in mind it's a 3-round fight. So anytime it's a 3-round fight, all that experience is crunched into a very short time period. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, when you're in the UFC, you're not easy to beat. So I think Woodson's going to be able to use his length, use his skills, and outpoint Jourdain throughout this fight. So I got Sean Woodson by decision on this fight. I think it's going to be a really, really good one. The next fight on the card, which is an absolute sleeper, is Brad Katona versus, I think it's Armfield. Armfield. So I don't know if you guys know, but Brad Katona is the Ultimate Fighter winner. So Brad Katona, his last win just came off of Cody Gibson. Oh, yeah. But Cody Gibson actually fights he lives in Templeton.
Really?
Yeah, he fights out of the slow area. Oh, shit. But anyway, Brad Katona, he's legit. So obviously, Ultimate Fighter winner. Armfield's 9-3, so he has a solid record as well. When I look at this fight, especially when you look at Katona's last couple fights, Katona's a solid fighter, bro. Yeah. He's solid all the way around. Does he make mistakes? Yes. But his margin for mistake is very small. He keeps his technique very kind of on point. He doesn't make any drastic moves that are going to cost him the fight. So I think Katona's going to decision this fight out and move himself up into the next echelon of bantamweights. So I'm really excited for that fight.
That's dope. I'm stoked for that one.
All right, guys. And opening up the main card, a really, really, really exciting fight. You have Arnold Allen versus Mosvar. Arnold Allen only has one loss in the UFC, and that's going to be to Max Holloway. It was a 5-round fight. Max got the best of him, but Arnold Allen wasn't out of that fight by any means. Mosvar, on the other hand, is 17-0, so he's undefeated.
He's a dog.
And look, let's just call it what it is. When you have a Russian last name...
I know. Right when I couldn't pronounce the name, I already fucking knew.
Especially when you're undefeated.
Yeah.
That's going to be a tough task at hand. Mm-hmm. Arnold Allen is a dog.
He's a dog?
He has great striking. He has a great chin. He's all around just phenomenal. Oh. But again, these next level of Russian fighters coming up, they're just a different breed.
They're good everywhere. So good everywhere.
Mosvar hasn't fought the elite of the elite in featherweight yet. However, I got Mosvar by finish. I think he's going to win the fight. I think he's either going to put him away or he's just going to get a decision. And again, I always go back to that 3-round kind of fight. Mm-hmm. It's a 3-round fight. I think the Russians are really good at grinding people out.
Yeah.
In a 3-round fight, it's really hard to say if he's going to snatch that finish or not.
Okay.
But I do got Mosvar getting the W in this one.
Okay. So, for me, I got Mosvar. So, I got 2 different scenarios.
Yeah.
So, for me, the most likely outcome, Mosvar decision, just kind of mauls him. But I think Arnold could fucking knock his ass out 3rd round. So I'm going to go most likely outcome, Mosvar decision. Second most likely outcome, Arnold Allen by KO. Bro, 3rd round.
And the thing about Arnold is he's a big featherweight, bro.
Yeah.
He is not a small featherweight by any means.
Yeah.
When you see that guy weigh in, you're like, how the hell did that guy make weight?
How tall is he?
Bro, he's a big boy. He might only be like 5'9".
He's 5'8". That's why he looks big. He's 5'8".
Oh yeah, but he's
jacked.
stacked,
He's jacked.
bro.
Yeah,
He's stacked.
He's kind of like Josh Emmett. Like Josh Emmett looks huge for 45, but
But he's short.
he's like 5'8". Yeah.
But his torso is just
Yeah.
sauce and churros.
Yeah.
All right,
That's gonna be a good one though. I'm still for that one.
No, that's gonna be a really good fight. It's really hard for me to bet against an undefeated Russian.
Yeah.
When I see an undefeated Russian, I'm like, how do you even bet against that?
Yeah. It's tough.
How do you bet against it? So, the next fight, which is really, really interesting as well, Chris Curtis versus Marc Andre. So, Marc Andre, he is 16-6, 0 losses, 1 no contest. He's a solid fighter. However, even though when you look at Chris Curtis's record, because Chris Curtis has a really big record. He has 30 wins, he has 10 losses, he has no contest. But Chris Curtis trains with Sean Strickland. So you know that he's getting that championship level experience in the gym every single day at the weight class that he competes at.
Yep.
So he's training with the champion of his weight class every day.
Yeah.
You know, so when I see this fight, I really do think that Chris Curtis is going to put it on him. I think he comes out on top, and I don't think that he really gets scathed too much. I think it's going to be a very dominant decision by Chris Curtis.
Dominant? Really?
Dominant. Yeah,
Damn.
dominant.
I think it's going to be a war. I think it's definitely going to be a dogfight, but I do got Chris Curtis probably by decision. I'm going to go with decision.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think he's going to, Mark's going to give him some.
That'll be a war?
Yeah, for sure.
So-
He's going to land some shit, but I got Chris Curtis.
All right, next big fight. This is at welterweight. You have Neil Magny versus Mike Mallet. So, Neil Magny's coming off a loss to Ian Gary.
2 losses, right?
The cuck, yeah.
In the cuck. And when you lose to a cuck, it's not looking good for you.
It's not a regular loss when you lose to a cuck.
That's what I'm saying.
So, Neil Magny.
He's a little past his prime, no?
Well, here's what I'll say about Neil Magny. I wouldn't say he's a gatekeeper, because I would say a gatekeeper is typically like that's a term like defined for the people at the top of the division.
That you have
But
to get
he
past them.
gatekeeps your top 15, top 10.
Yeah.
You know, like Neil Magny's a solid fighter. He's good on the ground. He's good on the feet. He has a good chin. He has great fight experience. When you have a guy like Mike Mallet, like he's also solid as well. And keep in mind he's 10-1. So the guy doesn't like he's not getting beat up by everybody. You know.
Yeah.
So when I see this fight, I see a crossroads fight. I see a very experienced UFC fighter versus one that's about to crack into the top 15. I do think Mike Mallet gets this fight done, and I think it's going to be by decision, but I think it's going to be a dominant decision. Neil Magny's coming off a loss by finish, and I just, he's a vet of the game. He doesn't want to get finished again. He's going to come in strong. He's going to come in solid. He's going to have the solid fight cam. So I do think Mike gets it done, but I think it's going to be a tough fight for Neil Magny.
I think it's going to be a tough fight for Neil, and I think Neil's a little past his prime. I think Mike Mallet's just entering his prime.
Yeah.
So I think Mike Mallet's going to get it done. I'm going to say by submission, second round.
Submission.
Second round submission, yeah.
Who knows?
So that's what I think, so.
All right, guys. So the next fight, which is absolutely massive, is the vacant bantamweight title. So Amanda Nunes retired last year, vacated both titles, so they're both up for grabs. This one's going to be Raquel Pennington versus Mayra Bueno Silva. The reason this fight's so interesting is for a couple reasons. One, Raquel Pennington's already fought for the title. So she fought Amanda. She got her ass whooped.
Yeah,
she got KO'd in the 5th.
Yeah.
Myra Buena Silva hasn't fought for the title, but when you look at her track record, she loses to anybody. That's anybody. And I hate to say the same about Raquel, but like when it comes to those top tier fights that's gonna take them to that next level, they both can't seem to get over that hump.
Yeah.
This fight, in my opinion, is a blessing for both individuals.
For real.
Because let's just call it what it is. If Amanda's still here, neither of them are fighting for the belt.
Hell no.
However, due to just experience alone, I do have Raquel Pennington winning this fight. When I look at it, I do think Myra's the younger, stronger, more ambitious fighter. But at the end of the day, experience typically gets the job done. So if I'm a betting man and I have to bet the crib on it, I got Raquel Pennington. However, not surprised by any means if Buena Silva gets this win done.
Yeah, I didn't really know what to think about this one, but if I had to choose, I would probably bet on Mayra winning by decision, just because she's Brazilian, she's younger,
She's younger, bro.
you know.
She's
So
solid too.
yeah, so I got Mayra by decision.
Yeah,
For
decision.
this one, yeah.
This is a sleeper card, bro, because these fights are so close, and like when you look at all these close fights, you're like decision.
Yeah.
And those always end up being the cards that you just see a shit ton of finishes.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm stoked for this.
So, would it be a bad idea to bet the decision?
Now that
And now, coming in for your main event, you have Sean Strickland versus DDP. This is a freaking...
fuck, dog.
This is a freaking sick fight, bro.
I'm so fucking stoked for this shit.
fight. I'm absolutely stoked for this fight. Me and Big Cat actually went to Vegas a month ago now.
Yeah,
a
like
month
a
ago,
month,
and we saw DDP training in the UFC PI. Big boy, bro.
Big as
Big old
fuck.
cabeza and everything, bro. This was a big boy.
That's a hog.
Hogs pop.
Dude, he's African.
You fucking got
He's African.
Oh, he is African. Oh shit. Yeah, that's why.
When I see this fight, I have very, very mixed emotions. When you look at it from the outside in, non-biased opinion, DDP is the better fighter, right? Duplessis,
I agree.
is the better fighter. He has more grit. He hits harder. And I would say he's just a better all-around fighter. However,
Sean the dog.
in fighting, although skill typically triumphs everything, heart and grit is also a factor in fighting.
And trauma.
And when I see Sean Strickland, bro, like, he's just, that guy's a nut, bro.
Yeah.
Like, he's a nut, he's out there, but he's also very good, and he knows he's very good. His defense is impeccable. His striking is phenomenal. His takedown defense is damn near unstoppable. So I do think that Sean Strickland has the tools to win this fight. I hope Sean Strickland wins this fight.
Hell yeah.
However, I do have DDP winning this fight.
By what?
Finish.
Finish what round?
It's going to be like a third round TKO.
Third round TKO.
I don't think it goes to the championship rounds.
I think
Duplessis is a big boy. And the reason I say 3 is because I could see DDP winning the first round or two by dominant fashion. It's the late rounds that I think Sean has an advantage in. And I think that if it gets to round 4 and 5, you're going to see Sean just pour it on. But even if he does, I don't think it's going to be enough time.
Well, I mean, we did see Sean catch Israel in the first round.
But styles also make matchups.
Yeah. No, I know it's a completely different fight.
Styles make matchups, and DDP is very unorthodox. They're both very unorthodox.
Yeah.
That's the really cool thing about the fight is both these guys are just off the wall.
Sean's got a screw loose though.
I freaking hope Sean wins, bro.
Dude. Okay, so if Sean were to win, how do you think he wins? Decision? Or do you think he gets a finish?
He's a decision machine, bro.
Yeah. So I got Sean by decision, but my second most likely outcome is, and I know this is a stretch, but
Is Sean by finish?
Sean by TKO. I'm gonna say fourth round TKO or decision.
Bro, we were at the fight. We were at the Leon versus Colby fight. Or Leon versus Colby fight.
Yeah.
And I just remember I was sitting in the stands, and the camera had went to Sean, and Sean puts his hand. Or first, the camera went to DDP.
Yeah, and then
Everyone's
hands
like,
back to Sean.
Then it went over to Sean, and the crowd erupted, bro.
Really?
And I just remember looking down, and I was like, "Oh, yo!" I was all, "Something's about to happen right now."
Uh-huh.
And you just
See
see
the
Sean
kids
Strickland
and shit?
just freaking jump over this. I was like, "Yo, this was wild, bro." So they're both coming in for the smoke.
Yeah.
Neither of them are coming in soft. Neither of them are coming in weak. They're both ready. I don't know if you've seen pictures of Sean Strickland in his camp. The guy looks shredded.
as fuck right now. I seen that.
So
Yeah.
they're both coming in ready. I'm really excited for this fight. I hope Sean Strickland wins. Let's keep that fucking bell in America.
Let's go, baby.
But
USA.
not surprised if it ends up in Africa.
It wouldn't be the first time.
It would be the first time.
Well, the first time for a white African.
No, it'd be the first time for the belt to go back to Africa.
Oh, like literally back to Africa.
All these African dudes live in America.
That's true. He's the only true African, if you really think about it.
I don't want to say it.
All right, we got top 5.
All right, guys, you know what time it is. Top 5 segment of the day. This week, we are doing top 5 most heartbreaking losses ever in the UFC. Hector, would you like to kick it off?
I'll go first. So, I wouldn't say ever, but definitely for me, I mean, you know, these ones are...
He's biased.
A few of them are personal. But hey, you know what? Some of you might agree, right? This might have hit a nerve with you guys too. So, okay, so number 5, coming in at number 5, Conor versus Dustin 2. Conor came back right before COVID. He was looking good. He was bald, shredded.
He was bald.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Different look. He shredded. First round, he was fucking laying it on Poirier. Like he was landing some fucking shots, dude. He was looking sharp. And then second round, that's when it started going into Dustin's favor, and then he got fucking walked down and just...
That was a heartbreaking fight, bro.
Yeah, I remember I was at your house when we watched that.
That was so heartbreaking.
Yeah, bro. That shit sucked. So,
yeah.
That's what number 5. Number 4, Chael Sonnen versus Anderson Silva.
Ooh.
That one...
That's a good-ass
That one was fucking heartbreaking for Chael. Because he was just dominating Silva the entire fucking fight.
And who doesn't love Chael Sonnen?
Yeah. He was mauling Anderson the whole time. And then at the last fucking second, Anderson caught him with an armbar. And he tapped.
Mm-hmm.
So, that sucked. All right. Number 3, Aldo versus Conor. So, this one, I'm a huge Conor fan. So, I'm excited. When Conor wins, yeah. Right? I think it was the best thing for Conor's career. I think it was the best thing for the UFC. But Aldo losing was definitely tough for a lot of people because they were counting Conor out.
Well, that was the end of an era, too.
Yeah. 10 years without losing. Nobody was taking the belt from him. And then Conor just 13 seconds. Bink.
Yep. That's a great one.
Goodbye.
That's a good one.
All right, so number 2. This one was the most recent. This is Volk versus Islam 2.
Damn.
Volk came off 10 days notice. Islam had a full fucking camp ready for Oliveira. And Oliveira was obviously going to fucking sleep him, obviously, right? But didn't happen. Volk stepped in. Volk is a dog. Volk almost fucking had him in the first fight. So I was super excited for this one. I thought Volk was going to fucking put it on him.
Yeah.
But when you're coming off of 10 days notice... It's fucking tough for anyone, so...
You know what's crazy, too? And I don't know if any of you guys follow Mighty Mouse on Twitter or anything.
Well, not on Twitter, but everywhere else.
YouTube, anything. So Mighty Mouse, leading up to that fight, when that fight got announced, he's like, I want to let you guys know this right now. If I'm Islam's coach, I'm telling him that left kick is open all day. And he broke down the first fight. He's all, feed the body, feed the body, feed the body, go up top.
Exactly.
He's all, that left kick is open all
Islam watched that video probably.
Bro, he did. And if you watch Mighty Mouse's channel, when that whole fight went down and Islam kicked him, he's like, I told you guys.
I actually did see that when he reacted to it.
I told you guys. Fuck. But
yeah. We actually recorded our reaction to that fight.
We have it, huh?
Yeah, we have it, yeah. And I was fucking devastated.
Yeah.
I was screaming and shit.
Yeah.
All right, so that was my number 2. Number 1. And this one's just a personal one, and a lot of you guys are probably fans, and this probably hurt you too, because I know it hurt me. Charles Oliveira versus Islam Makhachev.
Wasn't that big of a deal.
That one, I was on shrooms when I watched that shit. So that shit hit me like 40 times harder, bro. And I bought the pay-per-view.
Oh, no.
Bro, I was so fucking... I was like... Right when he tapped, I was like... Fucking lightweight's fucking boring now. It's fucking just Islam now. Like, it's fucking whack. Well, this fool's a champion now? Come on.
Of course it's going to be boring when he's...
No, Islam's great. Don't get me wrong. Islam's fucking phenomenal fighter, but, you know, I just got a bone to pick with him because, you know, he made my boy tap. Like, you know?
Yeah, I feel that.
I'm going to have to fucking step in and fight him, honestly. But, anyways, that was my top 5. That one hurt the most for me personally, and I'm, you know...
Yeah.
I'm still fucking mad about it. And he's going to get that lick back. He's going to fucking sleep Armin.
I'll tell you this right now. I'll tell you this right now because I'm not the biggest Oliveira fan. I don't think that I think there's a factor of luck in his streak.
Bro.
However,
Come on.
I'm not saying he's not good or not legit.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this right now. If he beats Arman, there's nobody else.
I feel like Oliveira, so I'm not going to disagree with you,
Because
right?
Oliveira, bro, if he beats Arman, like, he's
undeniable.
officially stamped himself.
Yeah, as one of the GOATs. He's already.
I was going to say as the next contender.
Hey, for sure the next contender, but he's already the fucking GOAT.
No.
And if he beats him, it's like, oh, damn.
not the GOAT.
He's the GOAT, bro. He's the best. Here's the thing. I actually do agree with you. I think there's a lot of luck when it comes to his fights. Or at least it seems...
I wouldn't say luck.
Well, here's the thing. I would say it
like-
seems that way, right?
But what I would say is this. Like, when I say luck, I mean, like, if these guys were to fight 10 times, who would win majority of the time? And when I see...
I think it's half and half.
When I see Gaethje, I think he beats Gaethje more than half the time. But when I see Poirier and Chandler, I'm like, oh yeah, he wins that fight maybe 3 or 4 times out of 10. And just the way that he put them all away, I'm like, damn, like, this is his timeline in the universe.
You know what the thing is with
Like,
Oliveira?
this is his universe.
Yeah.
Like,
You know what the thing
know?
is? You know what the thing is though? So like, so when you watch him fight, it kind of seems like he's kind of just gets lucky, right? That's what it seems like, right? And it might be, but the way I look at it is like he's just one of those guys. Like he just has all these tools in his belt.
so many tools.
He goes out there, and I don't think he usually has a game plan.
He doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he has a game plan. He just goes out and he just knows like how to fight everywhere, and he just fucking figures it out.
I don't think that he does game plans.
I
bro.
like that. I think it's dope. It's entertaining. It makes him exciting to watch.
And
So you can say what you want about Oliveira, but you can't deny that he's so fun to watch.
Yeah, and even Joe Rogan was saying it because Joe Rogan was like, he's like Oliveira. He's like he just goes out there like he's the challenger every single time.
Every time.
Put her down.
Even
She's dirty right now.
I know she smells like shit. Even fucking you guys, bro. Every time he's fighting, you guys are always counting him out, and then he fucking finishes him. Fucker. Except for fucking Islam, but whatever. He had an off night. You know, we all have an off night.
It wasn't an off night.
He had an off night,
Islam
bro.
wins 10 times out of 10.
I think Islam wins 9 times out of 10, and Oliveira gets that one in the fucking rematch, baby.
You smell me, huh? All right. My top 5. So coming in at number 5, Oliveira versus Islam.
Thank you.
Although I don't think Oliveira is the GOAT, I do think that was a heartbreaking loss. I think a lot of people love Oliveira. I know just from a fan point of view, I love seeing him fight. He's exciting on the feet. He's exciting on the floor. He's really exciting everywhere.
He is.
So seeing that kind of excitement come to a stop, it was heartbreaking.
That's it.
Coming in at number 4, Volk versus Islam too. So Islam's the king of upsets in this list right here.
God damn it, bro.
Everyone loves Volk. He's so dominant at featherweight, and when you saw him go up to lightweight that first time, and it was so close, it was just like, damn, like he's really that guy. You know, so when he came in for the second fight, it was like, all right, this is his time for redemption. 2-weight world champion. He'll defend both. Like, he's the guy that will bounce back and forth and defend both.
Yeah.
And just the way that he lost was just like, man, the head kick to just the ground and pound.
It was brutal.
It was brutal. So that one was tough for me to watch. The third one, coming in at number 3, Conor versus Nate 1.
It's a good one, dude.
This one hurt me personally because it was on my birthday. and at that time, I was actually at my mom's house in I think it was in Fresno or San Jose, some shit like that.
In front of your family and shit?
Yeah, in front of my family and friends.
Oh.
But no, we were all at my mom's house, and it was me, my brother, and my mom. And for my birthday, the only thing that I wanted was to watch the Conor fight.
Yeah.
Because Conor was supposed to fight for the title. Nate stepped in, and then Nate put him away. And like at that time, the Conor hype train was just so big. So when it got derailed, I was just like,
And everyone was counting it out.
damn.
Everyone was counting it out.
Nobody thought Nate was gonna win.
Nobody.
So when Nate won that fight, that was heartbreaking for me, especially for me. I was a big Conor fan at the time. Coming in at number 2, I actually have a 2-way tie, but it's with the same individual, so hopefully we won't count that as a tie. But coming in at number 2 is Frankie Edgar versus Brian Ortega and Corey Sandhagen. Those two knockouts were just brutal. I mean, you can even throw the Marlon Vera one in there. Like, this guy just ended off his run with just so many brutal knockouts.
Yeah.
And
it's tough.
The Ortega one, the reason that one stunk so much is because that was the first time that Frankie Edgar ever got finished. Ever. In his whole career. Fighting the best of the best, he gets finished by Ortega with an uppercut. Boom, put him on his ass and he was out. The Sandhagen one, the reason that one hurt so much is because that was just like a flash knockout. Early first round, just boom, out, stiff like a board, out on the floor. And I love Frankie Edgar. He's a GOAT. He's on Mount Rushmore. He's one of the best fighters to ever do it. So to see him lose,
it's tough.
Coming in at number 1, the most heartbreaking loss that I ever saw was Tony Ferguson versus Justin Gaethje. There's people that lose, like you have the Frankie Edgar flash knockout. You have Conor versus Aldo flash knockout. You have Islam versus Volk flash knockout. This was a beatdown from bell to bell. So that's why this one hurt so much for me. Tony Ferguson was on this massive streak. He should have fought for the undisputed title multiple times. Obviously fell through multiple times for multiple different reasons. But just like, I think I told you earlier, like the one that really like got me was when Gaethje hit him with the overhand right and Tiefer got hit and he was like shaking his head, like walking away, like you knew that he lost brain cells.
Yeah.
Like that was just so brutal to watch.
So sad to watch, man.
So brutal to watch. So number 1 most heartbreaking fight, Tiefer versus Justin Gaethje, hands down, easy one.
That's a big one.
The other thing I want to go over, and this is probably one of the more interesting things, who the fuck's gonna be on UFC 300?
Yeah,
bro.
I don't think it's gonna be as good of a card as people think it's gonna be.
I disagree, and here's why.
Okay.
Look at UFC 299.
Okay.
That shit
Banger.
is stacked,
Banger.
bro.
Why isn't that 300? Or what's gonna be 300?
But I'll say this:
that.
Dana White isn't dumb enough.
Yeah,
to make 299 dumb stacked, and then 300 not be stacked. Because let's just call it what it is. He can move those big fights to 300 if he felt it was necessary.
Okay.
He doesn't feel like it's necessary. So who the fuck is on 300?
So here's what I think is going to happen with 300. So it might be a stat card, and it might be, exciting, like to look forward to. But I think that it's probably, and I'm not trying to be like pessimistic or anything, but I think it might fall through kind of like the last card, no. What was the card? The one that just passed, the one that you went to, Leon versus Colby? Because that card was stacked too. That was the last card of the year.
Lackluster.
And it was just like every single fight on the main card was like lopsided. Right? And it's just like every single fight, besides the Josh Emmett, but that one was short. That was supposed to be on the prelims. And then it got moved up because of the Ian Gary fail through. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, besides that, every single fight was completely lopsided. Like one fighter just dominated the other fighter.
Well, Josh Emmett
the whole time. Well, no, but I know, but that was like an epic fucking like iconic finish. So besides that one, I'm just saying like the rest of the fights were just kind of like lackluster. Yeah, it was just. I mean,
I'll say
it wasn't as great as like on paper. It was like holy shit, like how could you get better than this? And then it ended up being just kind of like, oh well, of course. Like, it's kind of like, what did you expect? But at the same time, it's like when, for example, like when Shavkat dominated Wonder Boy, it was just kind of like, oh, well, of course. Like, he's not going to strike with him. Like, he's just going to grab him and just hold him, and then just fucking choke his ass out, which is dope. He got the finish, and Wonder Boy's never been submitted, right? Never. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, that was a dope finish, and shout out to him. But, people were looking at that fight, and they were like, oh, they're going to go to war. But then he just, no, that just didn't happen.
Not at all.
And I don't blame Shavkat. Yeah. It's like, if I was Shavkat, I would do the same fucking shit. I'm not gonna stripe a Wonder Boy. Fuck
no
that.
way, bro.
Fuck that. Yeah. So, it might be one of those cards that looks great on paper, and then when it happens, it's just kind of like whatever. I think 299 is gonna be fucking insane.
Well, here's the thing, bro. It doesn't even look good on paper now. So, like, what I'm trying to say is like, who, like.
That's what I'm saying.
At this point, like, who are you going to book? So, when I think about, like, massive bookings that haven't been made yet, Justin Gaethje versus Max Holloway for the BMF title.
Is that one in the works?
I They say no, but I feel like it needs to be. I know it's being talked
Who
about.
else is Gaethje gonna fight though? Besides Max?
Islam for the title in June.
Okay, so Oliveira's fighting in April, right? Isn't it April?
He's fighting at 300.
But is that in April? Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's a fucking banger fight right there. Him and Armin. So they're fighting in April. Whoever wins that has obviously got a shot at the title. Mm-hmm. And then Islam's fighting in June. So yeah, it's gonna be Islam versus Gaethje for sure. 100%. I think
300?
Not for 300. For Gaethje, the next person Gaethje's fighting is going to be probably Islam.
You think Gaethje will sit out and not fight a guy like Max Holloway?
Well, when is he going to fight him? If he does.
Honestly, another good fight, just kind of think about it now that we kind of brought up both names. Josh Emmett versus Max Holloway at featherweight is a great fight. That's a title eliminator.
That actually is a really good
fight.
That's a
title eliminator. That's a title eliminator.
That's a good fucking fight, yeah.
Lightweight, there's not much that's not booked. Welterweight, I would really love to see, maybe not at welterweight, maybe even at middleweight, I would love to see Usman and Khamzat run that back.
Dude, they need to run that back.
I would love to see that.
They need to run 5-rounder though.
5-rounder.
It has to be a 5-rounder.
Usman beats the fuck out of him.
Usman beats the yeah. If it's 5 rounds, Usman's beating him. 100%. Usman's finishing him. I think
he finishes him.
He finishes him before the 5th or in the 5th.
Yeah.
Or even in the 3rd. Fuck. I think he figured him out. He figured out Khamzat in that first fight, and he's like, "Oh, okay. I see what he's gonna do, and I can defend this." And then I'm just gonna fucking just jab the fuck out of him.
Well, can I tell you what I think might be a fight that they're working on?
Okay.
Might be a little bit out the box.
All right.
But the way the timeline matches up is Islam versus Leon at the undisputed welterweight title of Orange. Because Islam,
I think Leon finishes him.
I don't know if you saw, but Islam said, or Leon said he was fighting at 300. He went to a soccer game, and in the interview he said, "Yeah, I'm defending my title at 300." He never said who though.
It's probably Bilal.
I guess
It's got to be Bilal.
I can't picture the UFC headlining UFC 300
Leon versus Bilal, yeah.
with Bilal Muhammad. Like, I'm sorry.
Dude, he gets so much fucking hate.
Here's the thing. I love Bilal.
My boy can't catch a break.
I love Bilal.
No, I fucking don't like Bilal.
I love Bilal, man.
I think he's okay.
But I love Bilal, but it's just obviously styles make fights.
I just haven't seen enough of Bilal. I mean, I have, but like, I don't know. Like, I'm not excited for him. Like, he's a good fighter. He's great.
Yeah.
He's not exciting to me. And I guess to everyone else. If I can forget the name, right?
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying, dude. So like, yeah, that to be the headline for 300, I feel like a lot of fans will be like, ah, but like at the same time, it might be a dope fight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because the first fight was looking good, and then he fucking Edward Scissorhands just came out and fucking stabbed him in the eyeball, bro.
And you want to know another thing too is like, keep in mind, like, it's still early in the year. And the reason I bring that up is because let's just say DDP or Sean Strickland comes out unscathed and they get an early finish. Who's to say they're not fighting the return of Izzy for the main event?
Oh yeah, no, I actually saw something about this today.
You know, like, who's to say that Izzy doesn't?
Izzy Pereira 205.
No.
No? Yeah, I don't think so. No. But that'd be sick.
Izzy ain't that dumb.
He would get fucked up at 205.
Bro, somewhere the same Pereira not cutting weight. Yeah, good luck, buddy.
Yeah, good luck. Oh,
however, speaking of Pereira, though, I do think Pereira versus Jamal Hill is a big possibility.
Oh, I forgot about Jamal Hill. When is he coming back?
He's ready to go. So they're just waiting on
bro.
booking,
I'm so excited.
I think Jamal Hill
honestly,
Pereira is a really good fight.
Jamal Hill Pereira headlining 300. I wouldn't be mad at that.
I wouldn't be mad at that.
I would not be mad at that at all, bro. That'd be so fucking sick. And I think Jamal Hill gets it done. Honestly,
me too.
Fuck yeah.
I think the last really big fight that you could look at on this one, and again, might be out of left field, but I'll throw it out there anyway. Tom Aspinall, Stipe, interim heavyweight championship.
Yeah, because John Jones is still out.
I don't know if
they said 11 months, right? He has to be out.
He'll be back in like November.
Fuck.
So I don't know if Stipe would take that fight. However, if Stipe took that fight, that's one of the biggest fights you can make.
Is John Jones gonna get stripped of the belt because he's out that long?
That would be.
Isn't it?
That would be blasphemous.
I know, but isn't it when you're out for a year, more than a year, you get stripped?
No, people have been out for a year and a half and not got stripped.
Really?
Yeah, and for me, like it's like I get that rule if you're a champion that
Because Yuri Prohaska, he got the belt and like a month later got injured and they stripped him of it.
he vacated.
Okay. So you can vacate.
He vacated, but here's also the thing: it's John fucking Jones.
Yeah,
You know, like if anyone deserves to hold the belt for a year,
it's John Jones.
it's John Jones.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know, like if I was Dana White and they said, "Hey, you get to pick one fighter that has earned and deserved the right to sit out for a year," who would you pick?
John Jones.
John Jones.
100%.
You know, so
Okay.
I just don't think that he should be stripped.
But I know, but Tom Aspinall has the interim, and then he's gonna fight Stipe. So it's just, has that ever been done before, where they have an interim champion and then they just fight before the actual undisputed?
Yeah.
They've done that. Mm-hmm. Oh shit! All right, that's sick. That's a sick fight right there. I think Aspinall fucking sleeps Stipe though. If I'm being honest.
Yeah,
I think he sleeps.
Keep in mind this: Stipe's a really good wrestler too.
But I don't think it matters. But Aspinall, to be honest,
I think it does.
I might be, a little out of left field or whatever. But I think Tom Aspinall's I think he's a problem even for John Jones, bro.
I do think he's an issue, but I think people overhype everything when they see it on the internet because the people that he's beat, like when you really. Like, let's just look at Volkov, right? Mm-hmm. Like, everyone's like, oh my god, he was in the Matrix, he took him down. I'm like, you don't think John Jones or Stipe would do that to Volkov?
Yeah. Easily, yeah.
You know? Like, when you see Sergey, like, he has all this knockout power, but, like, when Sergey hit him, Tom Aspinall fucking did the chicken dance for a second. You know, I'm not saying that he's not a good striker.
It's just heavyweight's so different because it's like these guys are so fucking big, and if anyone gets caught, it's a fucking, it's a problem.
I just like, for example, John Jones just has a very good striking defense, and he's gonna out grapple Aspinall 10 times out of fucking 10.
Yeah. He just can't get caught. It's like him versus Ngannou. Like if he fought Ngannou, John Jones. Like
he can't get caught.
You just can't get caught, yeah, but you might, So it's like, and it might be one of those fucking legendary highlight reels. So, but yeah, if you're looking at the most likely outcome, yeah. John Jones just fucking ragdolls whoever.
I think the biggest fight they can make at UFC 300, with all this being said, is me versus Hasbulla.
Honestly. I think that's a tough fight for you, if I'm being honest.
Well, it's a good fight. It's a good fight.
Yeah.
He's got a chin.
He's fucking Russian, dude. I can't even pronounce his last fucking name. So, whenever I can't pronounce their last name and it has a V in it, the dude's a problem.
I just feel like I'd chop him down.
I mean, look, man, you're my boy, so I'll be rooting for you. But at the end of the day, like, you just never know.
Look into the man's fucking eyes. This is the Coctagon.
If you zoom in, I'm actually in there.
Nah, but alright, guys. Well, hey, thank you for watching. We appreciate you guys. Putasos Podcast, episode number 17. We're out.